Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for June the 26th, 2024. This morning brought to you by Mom, Loki the Hellspawn, maybe Fifi the Hellspawn, but I don't see her at the moment, and Id, who's in the other room, but doesn't have his computer yet. But that will be here next week. Then we'll get him set up so we can, on the days that he feels like it, can join us. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, my starlight. How's everybody doing today? Go jump into Twitch. And I know I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to remind everybody, if you join us in Discord on the channel that's marked We Are Live, we're live. I don't quite know how people aren't getting that, but that does come up every now and then. What do you mean that's live? Eye roll. I was rolling so far back in my head I can see the picture behind me. And speaking of the picture behind me, I have one of our backdrops for a convention behind me. Since I have several of them, I can switch them out. Oh, I should switch it out. I have a Ryza backdrop. So for next Tuesday, when the summer event begins, I'll put the Ryza backdrop up back there. And I say that like it's an easy thing. It took like 2 hours to put it up there, just because it's really big and it's really heavy. But what the heck? It's Ryza. Yay, Ryza. Anyway, today I'm going to focus for a while on getting my 2 lower level accounts done with Endeavors, because what's happening is they're getting done at 10:30 at night with the, oh, bad word, I just don't think it matters. So I'm going to try starting with them moving forward, which means these are definitely not as good of ships. Speaking of not as good of ships, what am I playing on? I am playing on Spoimler at the moment, who is flying around in a Jem'Hadar Temporal Vanguard warship T6X. Actually, I wonder if we've got another upgrade sitting around for him. We could take that up to T6X2. It's not a bad ship. It could be a better ship. It's kind of set up as a all-purpose rainbow ship. Let's see. Do we have the upgrade available? No, no upgrade available for this one. So he's already got the experimental upgrade? He does. So let's go see if we've got another one sitting in the Ed Bank someplace. Or if I'm going to have to go fund this. I'm probably going to have to go fund this. Let's see, let's put you guys in there. Let's put you in there for right now. Get rid of you guys. So, the weapons aren't bad. A lot of these are good weapons. It's just, it's a fine ship. It's a fine ship, you know. Damning it with faint praise. Get rid of some of that junk. And this is a Federation tune, so let us head off to Sol. Get some space in here. Let's go Discovery, because I think that'll be one of the first changes we make. If anybody needs to run Kittimer Vortex before we go into the end of Kittimer Vortex. Speaking of, what is coming up after Kittimer Vortex today? Let us go take a look in the Excel spreadsheet of love. Okay, so start date. What are we on here? We're in Kittimer Vortex. And that start date is going to be this one. We'll start on. Oh, that didn't do that right. It's start a duty officer recruitment assignment. Oh no. And then the weekend is nothing. There's nothing going on this weekend at all. That's really interesting. There we go. I think I've got that figured out. Spreadsheets for breakfast, what so many of us love. All right, so now if I did that right, copy paste. All right, so coming up here, I've got this updated for dates now. Woohoo! Yeah, there's nothing this weekend. It used to be Azure Nebula Rescue, but it isn't anymore. Next week we've got Monday Infected Conduit, Wednesday Complete an Academy Lore Mission, and next weekend is Gateway to Grethor. But this also next weekend, because it'll be the first full weekend of Ryza. You know what I'm doing. Yeah, there is a red alert going on. It is today through Tuesday. It's a upgrade token, ultimate upgrade. Is it and or a spec point? Looks like it is a tech upgrade and a spec point. So yesterday I got home, I had the endeavors on everything. I hadn't done the dailies, which, by the way, today's the last day for the Borg guillotine thing, so I do have one tune I need to do it on for the final one. And if we miss it, my world isn't going to end. Red Alert goes over the weekend. Tuesday, Red Alert ends. Ryza starts. I don't think there's another event quite yet, though there probably will be one coming up. Ryza ends on August the 1st, so it's going to run 30 days, and I believe you have to do 20 of them. Wouldn't mind a T6X token as an event reward. Haven't we done those? Because I have some T6Xs, and I know I didn't get them from buying them, because that doesn't happen. But I think we've received them on occasion. Maybe combine something else. But yeah, that'd be nice. As for Ryza, we have got some new kit frames that are coming out that are focused on air, water, earth, and wind. And the kit frame boost when you're using those modules should be pretty substantial, just like 2 years ago when we had the Rizian kit frame that was amazing. And there's a couple new costumes, including a wetsuit that I really like. Wonder if I have anything here. Do I have any contraband? Nope. No contraband. Wonder if I have any prisoners. No prisoners. Okay. I'm sure I don't have a defeated changeling. For all the times I ran Jabberwocky and didn't pick up the defeated changeling to turn it in, I could kick myself. Good morning, Id. How are you doing? Long time no see. All right, let's hit the bank and see if Ed stashed anything. Apparently he stashed a bunch of marks. Well, I guess that's going to make life easier in some ways. What's that right there? Oh, we have an upgrade. All right, time to vote. Do we upgrade the Fleet Jem'Hadar? Yeah, it's a Fleet Jem'Hadar T6X. I think it merits an upgrade if we can do that. More details. Okay. Ship selector in a social zone. Okie doke, that makes some sense. Let us go down to the ship selector. I don't know if it's going to make me do this, but let's just double check. Apparently I have some fleet upgrades too. All right, let's throw that upgrade on there. What do you mean purchase experimental? I have an experimental. Oh, I need 2 of them. Okay, well, I don't want to spend money on 2. Let's see what they cost. A 1,000 Zen. We have 0 Zen. Do we have dilithium? Not really. Well, I guess we're going to have to go get some dilithium. So my dogs made it through the night without really going bark crazy, which is amazing. But at some point they heard Id moving around upstairs, and the little one's like, "Rrr. No, honey, it's Id. You're fine. Rrr. Rrr. It's Id." And eventually he came downstairs, and she's like, "Who are you?" And the other one's like, "Oh, you're finally awake, yay!" So obviously one has both brain cells this morning. Well, I guess the upgrade's going to have to wait till we have another one. Is an upgrade account bound? Character bound? Not bound? Bound to character. Urgh. Grumble. Okay. All right, Chris. What is up for you? Do you need to do red alert? Are you good for the moment? Oh, I don't need to do it, but I do need to finish up one of the current alerts to get some last minute lithium. So let me switch over to that tune real quick. Back to my main tune. Back on my main tune here. And she needs disruptor damage on the ground, Herc frigates and Voth in the ground battle zone. Well, we don't care about that. But let's see. Borg ships, disruptor damage, and a dread. Wow, that sounds like guillotine covers all of that. Insta completion. Nope, wrong button. This button. Exactly. Guillotine will okay with you, Chris? I do indeed. Wee woo. I assume I can wee and woo here.
The enemy has started to once we have when the anchors.
No worries. No worries. Size doesn't matter. I must have picked up something heavy yesterday. My back's killing me. Mm. That is always our hope, that it does some damage. They could go that way and have some fun with it. I don't think they will, but they could. That's one of my projects for Vegas. Is my only cosplay I'm doing, because I'm only going to the convention for one day, is the Agnes of Borg dress.
Borg spheres can intentionally overload the warp core. Beware.
Somebody's got a nice Voth ship.
Target shields have failed.
Here's the last one.
Deploy the stitching anchors.
I'm heading for 6. After drinking some more coffee.
Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
Target shields have failed.
Hello, little
Stitching
puppy.
anchor deployed. Projecting shield now. Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
Somebody started one and then didn't stick around.
Stitching anchor deployed.
Don't do that.
Projecting shield now. Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
Target shields have failed.
Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now. Stitching anchor 2 is shielded. A Borg assimilator is attempting to escape. Stop it if you can.
Left shield failed.
let's see if I can get a simulator out of here.
Shield of Stitching Maker is fully energized.
Nope, that's gonna escape. Unless Chris gets it first. Yay, Chris!
Simulator was destroyed before it could escape. You destroyed a Borg assimilator before it could escape. Well done. Destruction of a fleeing Borg assimilator. Shield fully deployed. Stitching Maker 3. Observe. Something is disrupting the stitching network. Tactical views are the source of disruption. Destroy them both to stabilize the network. A Borg assimilator has been destroyed while attempting to flee.
I don't see any more simulators. Yay!
Our efforts were most satisfactory on this day. The enemy occurred.
Alright, let's catch up on chat. I'm pretty sure they're using the fact that it's never explained to use it in storyline and Stowe. This is getting back to the Borg Girardi Borg? As we aren't one-to-one in the same timeline, we have some wiggle room like the Mars attack still happened, maybe the butterfly effects of all our time travel is catching up with us. That's what I was thinking. Chris says, my thought is that they'll try to explain why some events in Stowe don't lie with Picard canon. Oh yeah, absolutely. Why Enterprise Discovery Season 1 and 2 and SNW don't look like TOS. The timeline has been altered drastically by the Borg and the Enterprise E going back to First Contact. Did the Enterprise E go back to First Contact? Yeah, I guess it did. I had to think about that. Just like how yesterday's Enterprise Picard allowed Yar to go back to Enterprise C and oofed up, and now Sila's a thorn in our side. For some reason, I was thinking it was still the D, but it's the E. because the D crashed in Generations. I had to think that through. It's been a while. You get so many ships, your brain kind of melts at some point. Where am I? I'm in Japori. Yeah. So, Chris, did you get your Borg, your damage, and your Dreadnought? Yeah. Yay! It's nice when a plan comes together. Well, I guess it means we're done for the day. It was great seeing y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. So let me go down and clean out my inventory here, and then I'm going to jump on some of those low-level tunes and see if we've got some missions to be flown there. See, what else do we need to get rid of? Anything else there? That's all good. Let's go get rid of some more stuff. There is a galaxy saucer with NCC 1701E in the archives, as they were not sure if the new ship would be anything other than another galaxy class. Something changed between movies, namely moving to a CGI model. CGI is very cool. It lets you do a lot of things that if you were limited to practical effects you couldn't do. But sometimes it's still really obvious that it is CGI. And it does break it sometimes in terms of effect, appearance, things like that. Why do I have that up there? Why do I have you? Oh. I have no idea why you were protected. Okay. Anything else that doesn't need to be up there? Man, you can tell I'm getting ready. I've got my floater and I've got my power board ready to go. Getting them out, waxing up that board. Been to Riza, booked my room. Let me stretch for 1 second. Okay. Alright, back to the low-level tunes. I will be right back. Let's go see who needs some love. I think we were looking at Spoimler. I can type. apparently I can't type. Let's try that again. Nya, 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 nya. That's right. Oh, that's why I really can't type. There we go. So on this one I have Voth ship repair shields and plasma damage in space. Let's see if I've got any plasma on the ship and then we can go shoot things. I have 2 plasma thingies on here, which is just fine. It's only 50,000. The E changed slightly between First Contact and Insurrection without any real explanation. Upgrades. I don't have to explain it. No, I had to go into dry dock for a little while. We needed to do some upgrades. And they leave it at that. And sometimes not explaining it with anything in detail is just fine. We had to put a swimming pool in and it changed the configuration. But couldn't you have done that on the holodeck? See, so we can't always do that. All right, Chris, let me team you. Do you have a taste for anything? I know space. It has to be space, but anything in particular in space? Red alert's in cooldown. And that's in cooldown, so I'm totally up. Swarm, sure, Swarm's great. Hey, Stargate Wars.
Ugh.
Yeah?
But yeah, on the Enterprise E Galaxy, it was an assumption that it was going to be used as the E.
Uh-huh.
Basically, IBM, the actual model builders assumed that they were going to do a Star Trek 5, Star Trek 4 type of ending, where you get introduced to the A.
Ah.
Because basically the E was...
Oof.
Stupid dog. But pretty much they assumed after filming Generations they made the tweak without permission, as far as I know.
Oh, really? That's interesting. We are queued for Swarm if anybody wants to queue up, since we haven't launched yet. Yeah, but it's, typical. Somebody changed something and easier to just do it and not ask permission. We thought it'd be fine. Or the other one, no one will notice. Last words around a bunch of nerds. What do you mean we wouldn't notice? Of course we notice.
Yeah, pretty much just reading the article. The change was made by ILM model supervisor John Goodson. Yeah, he was the one that assumed a deer, and that it would have been a Galaxy class.
Hey, Chris, we may need to add something else to our list here since Swarm isn't kicking off yet. Good morning, Cliff. How are you today? I'm waving back at you. Two or three times Data's eyes were blue and for no in-universe reason. Nobody'll notice. Yeah, right. St. Kathy front. Oh, how about Jupiter? We haven't done Jupiter in a while. I can queue them both up and see what happens. Oh, there it goes. Wee woo. Well, it kind of reminds me of some of the mistakes they've made in Acolyte working on the nobody'll notice assumption. Yeah, people notice. But the nacelle is slightly different on this ship than it is in that thing. Or what have you. We notice. And here we go.
The Terrans will be here.
So Stargate Wars Rises starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, I'm so happy. Well, Chris, somewhere underneath you is my little teeny tiny ship. There it is. What's not right? Oh, you mean ship mistakes? Bryce is always right. And they timed it perfectly. I will miss the last 2 days for being out in Vegas for the wedding, but that's it. Which is kind of good, because the last day of events, like Rise Winter event, are always kind of sad for me, because it's like, but I don't want to go, and then you watch everything just kind of disappear. At least with Ryza, you can stay there. With the winter event, it just goes away.
All ships, engage the Terran fleet.
This isn't over, Admiral. Believe that.
Yes, but it's over for now.
Ship, take her down. Arrest, stay alert. This isn't over yet.
Well, continuity screws up in fun ways, too, sometimes.
I'm picking up more ships on the rim. Close.
What's that? Was Star Trek
Activate.
2009, the reboot movie?
Let's hope they get the job.
In one version of it, for the first several months, Kirk's phaser is on a deck below when he's fighting with what's his name's assistant? Can't remember. Collins, Christopher Collins, something Collins Jr. And sometimes the gun is there, and sometimes the gun isn't there. They finally did fix it in the new version, so the gun's there before he falls. It gets knocked out of his hand, lands on the deck, and then he falls down there. Cliff is on a 7-stream streak! Yeah!
Terrans now control projector.
So when that movie came out, it was on the IMAX screens at the local theater. And then they put it back on the regular screens as it kind of went out of rotation. And then they didn't have anything for the IMAX. So they put it back on, but only for like one show at 9 at night. It was great. My son and I would leave class, go over there and watch it, get some popcorn.
Hostiles on the station. They're breaching
Trying to
our
remember how I could do that. Maybe I wasn't working at that moment. Maybe I was just working part-time. But yeah, we'd be out till midnight every Thursday
projector base.
watching Star Trek. Because, you know, you do. Cliff knows the scene I'm talking about. Oh, that didn't close.
Under control.
Is 3D still a thing? Yeah, in real life. In movies, I don't think so.
Need to
There it
clear out the
goes.
ship to Jupiter Station. Terrence
The
now.
last 3D movie I saw was one of the Harry Potter movies. Oh, well, that's not good. Chris, yes, we're still three-dimensional. I don't know. I've met some people lately who are just definitely one-dimensional. But it gets kind of an interruption to the flow when the little sign comes on. Okay, put on your 3D glasses now.
He's taken control. Projector base.
I guess we ought to go do Gamma when we're done here. We're gonna trust you, Beta. Don't fall.
You need to clear out the ship to Jupiter Station. Need to get those rifts under control. We've got hostiles on the station. They're breaching our system.
Core shields failing. Target shield has failed.
Terrans now control projector beta.
The heck they do. They just think they do.
Need to get those rifts under control. Terrans have taken control of projector alpha.
That explains it. Well, this reminds me a little bit of when I will run this as a AFK, and everything dies.
Jupiter Station reports 20% of their data breach.
Perfect timing. We have an ad break, so nobody has to see the shame of losing Jupiter Eratus.
We've got hostiles on the station. They're breaching our system. Projector alpha is back under our control.
I'd say someone's AFKing it, but it's clear that everybody's doing what they can.
Rifts aren't going to close themselves.
Oh, shush.
Need to clear out the ship to Jupiter Station.
Yeah, he is annoying.
Taking control of projector base.
Finally.
Now
Finally.
they're ours for good.
You still here, Grandma? Ugh, I thought our Janeway was annoying. Speaking of annoying, did you like the little back door I put in your station?
Reminds me of the guy from The Sims.
Projector base.
The Colony Sims, that is. Not the Sims. Shut up. Yes, we know what's going on. I was at the first Star Trek convention I went to where Star Trek Online was present. And the dev who voiced the woman who was talking about the E-pose on Q's Winter Wonderland was there. And she says she doesn't didn't advertise it much. Everybody knew it, but still it's one of those, oh, it's you.
Don't even try to catch me.
The Enterprise is near Projector Gamma. The shield vessels are negating your attacks on the Enterprise. Take them out first.
Don't want that one, I want that one. Thank you.
Are you kidding me with this? My ships make me invincible. Give up already. Don't even try to catch me.
The Enterprise
She
is
is.
going for Projector Alpha.
So here's the conversation I'm hearing about these Terran Star Shield ship things. Alright, so we're going to have the Enterprise, but we're going to protect it by having 4 shield ships. 4 of them. And, as long as they're there, we can, take on anything. Or instead of investing all that money in that, we could just make the Enterprise stronger. No! We've got 4 shield ships! Yeah, and what happens when they get taken out? They won't! Well, if they're that good, why don't you put the shields on the Enterprise? But we have 4
Are
ships.
you kidding me with this? My ships make
No,
me
this is more of a.
Give up already.
They've enhanced the Enterprise, but also gave it the 4 shield ships to improve what the ship itself can't do.
It just smacks back to times when we're talking to customers about, well, we want it to do this. Yeah,
Don't
or we could build it right. But we want it to do this. Yeah, we get that. We get that. But, this is what we do for a living. You might want to listen to us.
Enterprise is back
No,
near
we want it to
Projector
do this. Eye roll. Eye roll, head smack.
Back near Projector Beta.
And I can't go into details because I'm not going to do that, but yeah. Sometimes the stupid is amazing. One I can tell is one of the things we do is we make equipment that deals just with basically decontaminating liquids. And then people would say, oh, we're going to put solids in there too. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, but in theory, yeah. In reality, no. You need a different piece of equipment to decontaminate solids.
You know what? I'm done.
Thank goodness.
Well
Whew.
done. We
You
sent
are
the Terrans
troubling
home with
today,
an
Miss
empty
Lena. Or sorry, Miss Killy. Yay, we're done with that. Yay! Thank goodness. Let's see what that is doing for all the Ed stuff here. What have we got now? We're getting up there slowly. I'm not going to open all those boxes of marks because there's a chance I'm going to find out that I need a something. I need a discovery something or a competitive something. And I'll need all those marks at some point. Well, Chris, got time for one relatively short one if you've got something in mind. Or given that we have about 5 minutes left, we could do like 10 red alerts. ISA, sure. ISA works for me. Yeah, kind of that way. It says you ask for a system to turn water into steam. If you want steam turned into ice, that isn't possible with what you commissioned. Yeah. Hence, before you drop $3 million on a project, have a really good idea of the absolute everything you want, and then we can work backwards to see what we can put in there. Well, apparently I healed sufficient shields to be able to get that one off the list today. Yay. There we go. Wee woo. Wee woo, Chris? Okay. Ooh, I have a perk point to spend. Ah, yes, yes. I love my sprint speed on the ground, yes. Wah, wee, woo. Yep.
The situation is there's more. Begin by...
I have this temptation to go back to this and redo it. But wait, there's more. Indeed. So I was looking at something on the internet yesterday about the 10 most disliked characters in Star Trek. And one of them was Esri. And while I can understand the argument, the funny thing is they had a picture of Jadzia. I'm like, guys, if you don't know what you're talking about.
Done. Additional data is available.
Yeah, I agreed. Well, it's like the kitty cats. They're great for Winter Wonderland.
Drones can repair the transformers. Stop them.
But you have to learn how to control them, and I think that'll be the same here. And since everyone will have access to it except brand new players, you're going to have to figure a different way to do it to make it your game. Oh, wow. That got done fast. Oh, I'm dead again. At least I'm not damaged. Oh, Ezra's fine. Neelix was on the list, yes. Weirdly enough, Phlox was on the list, which I thought was odd because I thought he was a good character.
Rear shields failing.
Dasha was on the list. But I think it wasn't written by people who truly appreciate it, because they said Tasha was on the list because she goes back in yesterday's Enterprise and changes the timeline and brings us Sela and all the disasters that brings. That's not a good reason to dislike a character. That's a good reason to dislike writers. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to get out of here and go to work. So on behalf of the Dark Mom Consortium and Moopsy in the Morning, everybody stay moopsome.